Since 2015, it's been our pleasure entertaining you. From brass commentary, controversial interviews, and sexy cave crushes, we have given you our all. We've seen other shows come and watched them go. But Inside the Cave is still here. Inside the Cave. Thought-provoking ignorance. Guaranteed. Last time on Inside the Cave.
Did Roland for 3 straight weeks use the term, yes, bitch. Did Sly pick Latina?
She stole eyeshadow, and she got arrested for assaulting her boyfriend with excessive hugs. Brandy Allen. Is she black, white, Latino, Asian, or other?
Latino.
Brandy Allen. You saying Latino? Well, I think Roland right about that bouncing ball. This motherfucker said Brandy Allen is Latino. This motherfucker said Brandy Allen is Latino.
Stop, Paul.
You ain't no Rodriguez.
First of all, we know you ain't good with pronouncing no woman's name.
This motherfucker, the name is Brandy Allen. Where did you get Latino from?
Same place go get Aloysius from.
In 2038, will CB still be getting colonoscopies? Will Alabama have a sports team? Will Kaepernick own the NFL? Will R. Kelly and Bill Cosby still have court cases because of women? And will Siri versus Alexa be the nominees for presidency? Damn.
That's pretty good.
Y'all, they couldn't miss that one.
It's time to go inside the cave. Inside the cave.
Inside the Cave.
You did say you wanted to be in, right?
Lee Films.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome back Inside the Cave Podcast at CaveCrushShop.com, InsideTheCavePodcast.com. Thank you to everybody who's been listening, wherever you've been listening to us at, and however you listen to us, iTunes, iHeart, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, however you listen. It's really much appreciated from us at Inside the Cave. Big show today. Got a Cave Crush. Let me give a shout out to my boy Boo. Fleet Club called us to come to his pop-up event he had last weekend. I was able to round up a guy, Joe Dirt. I got a story about that too later on. But Boo hooked us up, got a chance to meet a lot of people, and I got a couple interviews for Inside the Cave coming very soon. But today our Cave Crush is Brooke Mackie at My Brooke on Instagram. Oh man, whoever hasn't seen her, and that, guess what? That interview was done in person on a couch. Oh, hubba.
Couch.
Man, jeez, talking about a guy out his league. Chris Rock says he met Rihanna, and Rihanna looked at him not like an uncle, but as an aunt. Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I felt when I looked at Brooke. I'm like, he's talking about a guy who's out his league, but that was me Saturday. But she was all good. Interviews coming up later on in the show. I am CB at I'm the Real CB. Velivel in the building.
Mr. Wade, what half of the Cave Crush crew? What's going on, people?
The lovely, the beautiful, and the talented, sipping on a margarita or something, cat.
Hi guys, how are you?
Ladies, tell the truth. Let's talk about it. Sly.
What's good, everybody? Inside the podcast group. Sly, tell the truth. What's going on, everybody?
And the Cleese Report podcast with Roland.
What's good, people? I'm back, and I got something to say.
For those that don't know, if you're not in the group, you don't know this, but you should be. This week is Sly and Roland's birthday. I posted a nice picture of them two in the group. They look like
It was query nice. I mean, very nice.
they look like Ernie and Bert.
I ain't gonna lie. I was mad as fuck when I seen that. I said that's the gayest setup I've ever seen on Inside the Cave. That shit was suspect as hell. nothing against our gay brothers and sisters, but I don't go that way, and I was very, very much appalled and offended. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Sly?
I think you guys look real cute.
Hey, when I first seen it, I said, "Oh, he ain't do that shit to Big Dog when his Big Dog."
Well, no, that's not true. When it was Velly and Cousin Lamar's birthday, I posted a picture of them side by side. So
don't bag that shit up now, man.
no, man.
It's a birthday ritual.
Yeah, man. You know, I think you guys look real cute together. You know, I mean, on the picture, I thought it was a real nice picture of you guys.
Fuck you, CB.
To tell the truth.
So later on in the show, we're gonna give some birthday love to Roland and Sly. I'll explain it to you later on and everything. Kat, when is your birthday? You never celebrated your birthday on this show.
My birthday is in September 12th.
Oh, okay. September 12th. Holy shit! Right next to 9/11. Okay, all right. We got a big show.
We're gonna get Taylor Swift to sing September to you.
Yeah.
I just better get all kind of events that you're doing for these niggas for their birthday. I better get half of that on mine.
Oh, I got something good for you, Kat. I got something good for you. I got something very special.
It sounds like I'll be representing you real soon again, Kat. and looking at whatever you wearing, look like I have two cases to handle.
Yes, Kat looks beautiful today. I know this podcast come out Friday. Maybe I'll put it out Thursday night. But if you're listening and not in the group, come to the Fit Trap Saturday, 2 p.m. We'll be doing our show up there and probably get a little boot camp in. I'm going early so I don't embarrass myself, but we'll get Kat out there. Hopefully we'll see Kat out there in some leggings doing some squats. And we'll get it on our Snapchat or Instagram for all you guys out there. See Kat doing some squats. Sly, how much would you pay to see Kat doing some squats and some leggings, huh? How much would you pay to see that?
If he's smart, he won't answer. I'm taking notes for my client as we speak.
I answer.
I can hear the lawsuit being typed right now.
Yeah, I gotta stop this shit.
I just saved the file as we speak.
All right, here we go. Let's get this show started. We got all our segments from last week, new segments and everything. So let's get this show started. Listeners' feedback. We ain't got that much, but let's get into it. Listeners' feedback with Cousin Lamar.
Got an opinion? Let your voice be heard. Want to change the direction of the show? Talk your shit. Tell us how you really feel.
For real, I might just say how I feel.
Listeners' feedback with Cousin Lamar on Inside the Cave.
Who is not here? Cousin Lamar's not here, is he? No, he's not here. So who's gonna read the email?
I told Cousin Lamar he was not allowed to take days off when there was reading available on the show.
Yeah.
So now we got the bouncing ball. Is it found? Did we found the ball?
Oh boy.
CB had already mentioned he don't have his glasses today, y'all.
I sure don't.
Teachers, Kat's a teacher.
I got them in front of me. I can actually see them. They're on my phone. Here we go. This is from a new listener, B Mo Steady. B Mo Steady. Inside the Cave is the #1 podcast in Chicago. Be Mo Steady. You're a smart man or a woman or whatever you are, but be Mo Steady. Okay. Troy, you such a hater. What are you trying to say about LeBron playing 20 years from now? I'm trying to say LeBron is on more juice than Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds put together. That's what I'm trying to say.
Damn.
But you'll find that out in 2038, Troy. This is from Nina. Do you all even try on Cat's Corner anymore? Wow. Stop playing. We all know that husband is cheating on his wife. Only person that seems not to know is the wife. And then she says, were those crimes real, and guess the race? Yes, those crimes were real, Nina. I found them online on the internet, as Joe Dirt says, and the internet is truth. And as far as Cat's Corner, I don't remember it, but anybody got a response to that? I kind of forgot it.
I disagree with Nina. I think that this dude just wants to go on vacation once a year without the entire family. And I think we as women need to kind of stop accusing everything of cheating just because you're not involved. Like,
oh, that's right.
Not cheating if he has a hobby.
Damn, Cat. Man, I need. Oh, woo. All right.
Well, you know what they say about men who go on vacation together.
What they say?
Oh boy.
What they say?
I don't know. What do they say?
No, you said it. What did they say? I need to know.
Now they might be playing a game of hide the salami.
No, you tell them niggas don't go on a trip no more.
Yeah, well.
They on beauty.
Hey, time out.
You heard what he said.
But again, like,
I snuck that one in.
Still no girl.
What's say? Hold on, what's I say?
Find that.
Sly stuck that. Remind him not to edit that.
Yeah, remind me. He said,
Even if they want that, still no girls allowed, and women need to chill out sometimes and let him go so he can miss you.
Yeah, I like that, Cat. Yeah, let him go.
Cat been around us too long.
Hey, remember Tupac had a song called "Run the Streets with Your Thugs"? It was on that double CD. You can run the streets with your thugs. I think Pac broke it down at the end of that song. He said the same thing Cat said. Let me run the streets. I'll come back and love you better. Let me just be out in the streets a little bit. You can run the streets with your thugs. You remember that song, Valley? It was on the double CD album.
I sure do. And I also remember the great quote by Sean J. Hova Z. Carter. I was just fucking them girls. I was gonna get right back.
That's a great quote. That's a great quote. If women understand that stuff, that's a great quote. All right, here we go. Welcome in, Big Dog. It's from Cheryl. Cheryl says, I'm not understanding the letter. Why can't he bring his family to see his mother unless his mother and wife don't get along? You know what? We didn't even bring that up last week. That might be a real reason. I don't know. All the shit we said last week, we didn't. There's a lot of people who don't get along with their mother-in-laws and stuff like that. I'm on the record, have a great relationship with my mother-in-law. I just want to put that out there. There's a lot of people that don't get along with their mother-in-laws and stuff. So, especially women. I find that a lot with women. Women, hey, let's talk about this real quick. Do y'all notice that women had the hardest time dealing with mother-in-laws? Like notice guys, they get along with mother-in-law. I ain't talking about myself, 'cause I have great relationships so far in my marriage. But I noticed that. I listen to a lot of women talk, and they excited. That might be a new question you put in the group. Why can't women get along with their mother-in-laws?
Because there's a lot of women who don't know how to get along with mother figures. A lot of women have issues with their own moms, so they don't know their daughter place. You know, they don't know how to respond to another woman in charge. Yeah. Because their mother never taught them, so they don't know how to treat his mother either.
Good point.
Oh.
Good point.
And that's not a bad thing. I'm not dissing anybody. I'm saying, if we could be honest, you just weren't taught, sweetheart, that you don't know how to get along with other women because no woman showed you how to get along with her. It's rules to it.
Yeah. It's kind of like my job too. Most of the conflicts at my job, 99% of them are women versus women.
Yes. And I do say this, and the place that me and the Big Dog work at, which I'm not allowed to say the name of that place on this place, the women cause so much problems in the factory. They do. You know, they fight for these rights against these jobs, and they come in there and they stir up a lot of shit. It just is what it is. You know, I mean, they bring a lot of fucking drama to the workplace. I mean, you know how many people will still be married? You know how many divorces that happen because of side pieces at work?
Oh boy,
man. I mean, Nah, but let me be quiet.
Just when sometimes I think you're talking sense, you lose me. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Cat, I work at a place, and maybe I shouldn't say it. All right, remind me to edit this out.
Just tell everybody y'all work at Old Navy, man. Sheesh.
Cat,
Old Navy is a respectable company, okay?
Hey, Cat, the place I
don't
work
work
at,
with him.
The stuff that women do up there. I mean, the stuff that they do is It's just uncalled for, you know. And it's like you come to work, but when you add women into it, you know, they got to bring. Let's have some cookouts. Let's have a potluck. Okay, well that sounds fine and dandy. So hey, yeah, you bring in some forks and you bring in you bring in salads and fruit and stuff like that. All right, cool. All right, well, I need to get off the line or get off my job a little early so I can set up. Oh, well, we just got to eat. We only got 30 minutes. Well, no, I brought tablecloths and napkins, and we in the fucking garage. There's rats and shit 10 feet away from us. And you talking about fucking tablecloths and sanitizing and shit. Like, we got 30 minutes. The fuck
That's true.
Like, you bring all this bullshit in and stuff like, you know, and then you get mad because the motherfucker ain't got time to say thank you. Like, that's just one of the issues with women in the workplace. But
and this ain't even kill yourself to start over.
As much as you love to eat, I'm quite sure I don't know why you got an issue with that.
I don't have an issue with the eating part. I have an issue with the setting up part. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
He said y'all don't work together.
Yeah, right.
Well, you say you don't know him, dog?
Man, I just met this dude through somebody else on the street.
All right, last one is Lance. I'm not trying to be messy like you guys do, but I actually don't see a problem with a man taking a guy's trip for Father's Day to get away. It's actually not a bad idea and something I might do. Maybe just leave the next day. Yeah, maybe leave the day after Father's Day. All right, Lance, that sounded like a good plan. Let me know how that works out for you. That was emails and complaints. Send it in to InsideTheCavePodcast@gmail.com. By the way, here's something else you can send to InsideTheCavePodcast@gmail.com. According to Sly in the Facebook group, the month of May is Masturbation Month. National Masturbation Month. And all the ladies out there, if you want to send a solo pic of you guys masturbating Inside the Cave Podcast @gmail.com, there might be something in it for you. You know, we might give you a little something from CaveCrushShop.com. When we got some new shirts debuting this week and some new shit happening. So it's Masturbation Month. Send that video.
What we doing around the porn site?
Oh, no. This is for us to look at inside the cave. We can't put it out nowhere.
Like, see,
Right. What you say, dog? Who was us?
And to be a part of this show, and then you're like, yeah, send in videos of you masturbate. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, they don't have to send their face in. That's just masturbation.
Send all your videos in with attention CB on there.
Attention CB. They shut down Backpage. Now you trying to start a black page.
Hey, Sly, is your monitor picking up what my monitor's picking up on? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
All right.
No,
gonna be held in contempt.
And turquoise. Hey, and turquoise been my favorite color ever since. All right.
You hear that, Judge Dog?
All right, here we go. We got a lot to talk about today. Here we go. Let's get this started. Around the cave.
Want to hear a hot take? It's time to go around the cave.
We're going around the cave with Veli.
Oh, I actually don't have nothing.
Okay, that works too. Sly.
Kanye, dumbass West. I was willing to give man the benefit of the doubt.
Get close to the mic, brother, or wherever you're talking into.
Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. I was willing to give this brother benefit of the doubt, but as I see now, fuck that. I'm not getting benefit of shit. Like the man is trying to justify some real crazy. How does that sound? Does that sound any better?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kanye West is 10 years ago was a great hip hop artist, and now I think he's really going to be a politician at some point because he can't sell music saying shit like this. And I'm specifically talking.
They've been playing that T.I. song every half hour on the hour on Sirius.
I'm definitely talking about the TMZ interview that he did, or him being on TMZ and talking about slaves had a choice for 400 years.
Bro, but you just said
it's around the cave. We'll do that and kill yourself and start over, brother. That'll make his point.
The segments, it threw me off.
That's my round. That's my round. Okay, my 60 seconds.
Yeah, that was great, Sly. All right, what you got, Kat?
My Around the Cave kind of stems from that with Kanye, Bill Cosby. There are a lot of Black men under scrutiny right now. So my Around the Cave, I'm going to use to tell Black men, we love you, we support you. There is kind of an underlying pain to all these men, and you all included, with the world that we're living in right now. And I just want you to know that you're not alone. We have your back, and the greatness that you all are destined for is gonna be true to life. And we stand beside you and behind you. You're not alone, Black men, and it's tough, but we gonna make it through.
That was awesome, Kat, and we love you back, all three of you. Joe Dirt, what you got this week, brother?
Yo, what's up, everybody? My Around the Cave goes is about Colin Kaepernick and like the Seattle Seahawks. You know, they talking about they was gonna give him a tryout and everything, but then they found out that he really wasn't gonna change his viewpoint on, you know, the about his, you know, the racial injustice and about kneeling and stuff, and they just snatched it back from him and everything. I just feel like this. Look, in the NFL, of course, y'all colluded against the man, but just leave him alone. Quit saying y'all gonna give him tryouts and shit, and then you know, taking it back. Let the man continue to do his thing. Let him be. If you don't want him in the league, stop messing with him. Stop trying to give him trials and say you're gonna give him trials and then snatch it back. You're doing that shit on purpose. And I think Colin Kaepernick needs to recognize that and just move on. It's time for him to move on now.
Good job, Joe Dirt. Big Dog.
I'm good, bro. I'm gonna save mine for later.
Roland.
In this social media age, it seems like the end thing to do is to go viral. And with viral videos comes hanger-oners. And it seems like we as consumers flow with every wave and tide of what goes on with celebrities. I challenge us to stop following trends and stop following celebrities, because you will get disappointed. No celebrity is you, and you are not a celebrity. So once they became famous, they stop representing what you want them to represent. So when you hold them up on a pedestal, they will switch up and do something different, and then you're standing there holding the bag. And that's my Around the Cave.
Attaboy, Ro. All right, my Around the Cave is about a little bit off this Kanye West stuff. All I hear about nowadays is trolling. We shouldn't troll people and stop making fun of people and don't hurt people and all this kind of stuff. Look, if you're a teenager, yes, don't troll other teenagers. They're not mentally strong enough yet, and they might harm themselves because they're not really ready for the real world. But if you're an adult, sorry, take it. Be a man, be a woman, put your big boy pants on, your big girl underwear on, and take it. Sick of hearing about what we can't say to somebody because it might hurt their feelings. Now, maybe because I just grew up and I was talked about a lot. Maybe I'm just immune to the bullshit, so I don't have sympathy on people who get talked about and who can't take it. But I want to say this to a lot of ladies out there. And Sly, you might know a lot of them. Kat, you might know a lot of them. There's a lot of ladies that in high school you probably weren't the shit. You know, you probably was that girl that the top guys didn't look at, didn't pay you no attention and everything like that. And now you might be the shit. You might have your degrees, your good job, your husband, your kids, or whatever you might think is success. And you might see them same bitches from high school or grade school that treated you like shit, or the same niggas that didn't even want you back in the day. You got the right to look at them, and if their life is fucked up, tell them, your life is fucked up. You wish you was me. You got that right. I'm sick of hearing about what we can't say in this PC society. If you are doing better than you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and the people that were doing good, living under their parents, ain't doing so good now, tell their ass. Fuck them. That's my Around the Cave. Sick of this shit. Sick of it, man. Sick of it. Really sick of it. It's what you can't say to somebody no more. I'm tired of hearing that. Everybody want to feel sorry for somebody. Don't say that. You might hurt them. You might offend them. Fuck them. Sick of this shit. All right, let's get into this. Kill yourself and start over. What a transition.
The first segment, see something effed up? The A block. Talk your shit, kill yourself, and start over on Inside the Cave.
All right, Veli, what you got this week?
I don't have nothing, man. You know what I have? I am mentally and physically tired, so I don't have no kill yourself and start over. Not even Kanye. Shout out to Kanye. He seems like a good guy.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good to me. Joe Dirt.
My kid self-start over is going to be the comment Kanye made about slaves having a choice. Well, since Sly talked about that, I guess I'll just give it to the Toronto Raptors because they can't beat fucking LeBron James. How the fuck you miss that many damn layups?
Oh, man.
You got this big, tall, 7-foot motherfucker that can't grab a rebound and dunk it back in.
Thank you, Joe, for bringing. Because I'm glad, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. We needed that because we needed that. Thank you, Joe, for bringing some diversity to this segment. Thank you. You're right. We so caught up in all this other shit, I forgot about that. If that ain't the biggest kill yourself and start over. What's that kid's name? Valanciunas?
Yeah.
That's sorry son of a bitch. 8 feet tall.
That series over. They can't beat LeBron.
That's a sweep. LeBron gonna sweep their ass, and I'm not even a LeBron fan, but come on, man. Thank you, Joe. What else you got, Joe?
That's it.
Big dog.
Hey man, I'm not fucking with y'all this week. How about that? Kill yourself and start over, CB.
What I do?
Every chance you get, you hating on LeBron.
No, man, I ain't got no problem with LeBron.
Me and Shannon Sharp putting out a petition to ban your ass.
Well, that's the thing. I don't listen to Shannon Sharp, and he don't listen to me. Yeah. I watch First Take. So there you go. All right. Kat, what you got this week, mama?
It's not really a kill yourself and start over. It's kind of like a rethink and start over to anybody who has like this elaborate prom send off, but got to do a GoFundMe to send their baby to school.
Oh man.
Like I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying rethink it because I think we're doing a little too much for a very small event in our children's lives. We should think a whole lot bigger than just this one night, thousands of dollars on something that will only last about 20 minutes. So you shouldn't do it. I'm just saying rethink it.
You are totally right. We talked about that before, but you are 100% right. Jeez. All right, what you got this week, Sly?
My kill yourself and start over is definitely going to the big dummy that occupies the office of the United States, the presidential office of the United States. Still ducking and dodging, and with this investigation, looking for some way to fire Robert Mueller. So there's this thing like if you're not guilty, quit acting guilty. Like why would you act guilty?
Right.
And dude just steady keeps acting guilty. So in my mind, I think that he wants people to lie to the federal government, go to jail, and if he's still in office, while he's still in office, he will pardon them. This is my perception of what he's thinking, without saying it. You know, that he wants people to go ahead and take the hit, go to jail for him, and he'll issue a pardon for him. That's just what I pick up. But he needs to kill yourself and start over, because it's becoming apparent now. 5 o'clock in the morning, sending out these crazy tweets about the very government that establishments, these entities, CIA, FBI, DOJ, that you that are in charge of protecting this country. So that's my kill yourself and start over.
Yeah, but Trump is for the police. He's for the blue. You know, he's for law enforcement. Get your ass out of here.
Right. I mean, he really thinks that because he occupies that office, that whatever he says goes. I even heard I heard one report real quick. I heard one report that he had his personal doctor's office raided.
Yeah.
He had his personal doctor, not the military doctor.
Yes, he had his personal doctor's office to get his medical. And you know the reason why? Because he probably don't want nobody to know that he got chlamydia.
so yeah, he had his personal doctor office raided, and his personal doctor started snitching. Just told the reason why he had his office raided, and took all his files and pictures and notes and all of that. And he dropped a dime on Trump, saying that Trump wrote his own medical report saying that he was healthy. You know, so it's all coming out piece by piece, and this dude need to go sit down in a corner somewhere.
For real, that's true. I could talk all day about Trump. All right, I know we're rolling. Goosey goes last. Let me give mine. Let me first give myself a kill yourself and start over, and give an inside the cave salute to the boy Joe Dirt. Saturday, me and Joe Dirt got called out to my boy Boo Flea Club. And here's the thing. Let me just give everybody just tell everybody what I do. All right. Even when I am working, I am a CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, ESPN headline news type of guy, and sometimes WWE. I have no idea who people are. I do not keep up with reality shows. I do not keep up with. I feel like a guy who has been locked up for 10 years and like, oh, who is that? Who is that? And if it wasn't for Joe Dirt, I don't know. You know, all I saw was a bunch of tall niggas with chains on and sunglasses. I didn't know who anybody was, but thank God Joe Dirt was there with me Saturday, because he was able to tell me who these Bulls players and Bears players were and rappers and stuff, because I don't know anybody. So I'm giving myself a kill yourself and start over for not being part of the culture at all, because I have no idea what's going on. So shout out to Joe Dirt. And second of all, I want to give a kill yourself and start over to Southwest Airlines. I've been flying Southwest for a long time, but I really started flying Southwest a lot in 2005 when I got transferred out of state. And I used to fly Southwest every single week at one point. I was like Tom Joyner in the 80s. I was the fly jock. I was flying every single fucking week at one point. And I was using Southwest Airlines, and I swore by Southwest Airlines. And Southwest has had accident after accident after accident, all in like 45 days. Like, planes can't just be falling out the skies like this, Southwest. Like, you're really making me look bad. Like, I got like a credit card with you guys. I got a membership. I got point rewards cards with you guys. I swear by it. I need you guys to get your shit together, all right? You're making me look bad. And that's my kill yourself and start over. All right, roll it.
Well, here's the part where in the show where everybody gets pissed off at Roland. Okay, so I'm gonna give my kill yourself and start over to Issa Rae, the beautiful young queen who came out with the show Insecure. She came out with a satire book, and she mentioned that Black women should date their intellectual equals, and that would be Asian men. Then she went specific, and I can't name the different regions of Chinamen that you can pick, but she damn sure dissed, I think it was Filipino men, and said that they were the black people of the Chinamen. People have been going in on that, but what I find interesting is just like the saying that there are more black men in jail than college. I believe that this whole black intellectual thing is a misnomer. I believe that there are intellectual black men that are black women's equal. And for her to write that in her book was irresponsible and a slap in the face of every good intellectual black man everywhere. So kill yourself and start over.
Damn. Okay. Put a monkey wrench in it, bro. I thought you was going somewhere else with it. Okay. All right. Actually, I haven't heard that. But now we did a study a couple years ago on Inside the Cave, and we were talking about, Kat, you probably remember this. We were talking about tight vaginas. And I think we found out that white women had a long vagina. Latinos had, I forgot what kind of vagina they had, but it turns out that black women had the tightest vagina there were. So when she said that Chinamen are the equal to black men, could it be because black women has this small, tight vagina that only little dick Chinamen are the only ones that could? Maybe she might be hitting on or something. I don't know. Kat, you ever had sex with a Chinese guy before? We're open on this show, Kat. You want to ask me who I have sex with? I'll tell you. Like I mean, I'm doing the research here.
You're just so damn ignorant sometimes. I feel sad for you.
Kat, I've seen you with Chinese eyes before.
I think we just lost Big Dog because of that bullshit you just said.
Well, I'm trying to give Issa Rae the benefit of the doubt. As a matter of fact, I don't even know who Issa Rae is before. I just know the name.
Issa Rae is?
I want to challenge you guys to think about how black women have felt for years when black men say to be successful, you have to get a white woman. Like once you get successful, you get a white woman. So like we've listened to this for generations. So I'm glad that it struck a nerve because that's exactly how it feels when black men equate power and success with white women.
So that makes two wrongs make a right?
Well, Kat, before you go into that, Kat, can I say something about that though? Here's what I have heard. Now, it doesn't affect me like that, but this is what I've heard. When you're on your grind, the black woman is the perfect woman to be there because she's going to be there right with you the whole time. She's going to hold you up. She's going to help you. She's going to build you up. She's going to protect you and guard you. But what I've heard, and I'm not speaking for myself because have not been to this point. What I've heard is once you get to the highest point of your career, a black woman can't. They say some black women can't handle a really successful black man. Now that's what
what you just did. You just mansplained something that Issa Rae said in an opposite, and it made someone feel some kind of way. So all I'm just saying is it's not right or wrong, it's about feeling. And I think right now, especially with black men, you all should start addressing how you feel. And what you're saying is that makes you feel uncomfortable. And you're right, that's uncomfortable to hear. And we've heard it for a very long. Like CB just took a minute out of my day to remind me and give me reasons why that theory could be true or not.
But so that was the dumbest shit he ever said lately.
Exactly, but it happens often. And I'm just saying, like, real recognize real. That is something that many black women listen to their entire lives. So I'm glad that it did strike a nerve because that did sound funny to have a black woman say, pick another race. But that's exactly what black women hear.
I totally disagree. First of all, it's not emotion. That's number one. She's factually wrong. And number two is she could date whoever the fuck she want to date. Just like the black men, they can run and date whoever the fuck they want to date. My thing is that don't date a white woman because you want to fucking bash black women for being ghetto, ratchet, and all this other bullshit, because that's not the makeup of every single black woman. So in the reverse, how dare she try to say that there's another race that's equally intellectual as her when there's so many intellectual black men. That's some bullshit. If she want to run out and date a fucking Chinese man, that's on her.
But this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, and I want you to pause and take stock of yourself. It brought an emotion to you. Black women deal with this often. I'm just throwing it out there that while that emotion came to you, and you said it's not about emotion, but you run on a little tyrant, which I get. It makes you feel some kind of way, and I'm just bringing
based on facts, though, sweetie.
Regardless of facts or not, I'm not talking about facts. I'm talking about the discussion that spawned from it. And if you would like to, in some way look at it from a beneficial view for black women, that is exactly what we've been told for generations.
So two wrongs make it right?
So I'm not saying it's right or wrong, Roland. All I'm saying is let's recognize the language. Let's recognize how you feel, because that is exactly how a lot of women feel.
Okay, what's my nickname?
In other words, Roland, she doesn't want to argue with you. You like poking at her. Come on, argue back and forth with me.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm saying, listen, what's my nickname on the show?
Captain Save a Hoe.
Okay,
redirection.
So who comes to the aid in the defense of women across America on a regular basis?
Nobody comes to the aid or defense of black women. Nobody.
He does. He does.
You must don't follow the Cleves report. That's totally incorrect. I'm always taking up for black women all the time. The time. So
we get sick of it too.
Yeah, so with that being said, I feel what you're saying, but to dismiss what I'm saying with they do it to us.
No, my love, no. As a matter of fact, I'm agreeing with you in the sense that it's silly. But I'm also trying to put the bug in your ear. Your daughters have been exposed to that type of language most of their lives. That's all I'm saying.
I know that.
To read that is what we raise our daughters on. So I just want to culminate it by saying, yes, get angry with that. And you're right, she should get a kill yourself and start over. And for next steps, think about how you speak about black women with other black women, because a lot of times we don't hear any positive. We hear, we get a white woman when we want to be successful. That's all I'm saying.
Point taken, but not from Roland.
All right, cool.
Not from Roland.
That was Kill Yourself and Start Over.
New segment. The new segment starts now.
All right. Hey, Kat, did you listen to last week's show? We have a new segment. It's real quick. It's called This Time in the Year 2038. What happened is I realized that it's our class reunion this year. And I thought about that. You mean to tell me, if somebody would have told me in 1998 that Snoop Dogg would have a gospel album while he was signed to No Limit Records in 1998. If Snoop Dogg would have a gospel album and Donald Trump would be president 20 years from now, I just wouldn't have believed it. So now what we're doing, based off our Kill Yourself and Start Overs or whatever you got. Joe, this for you too, brother, because you weren't here last week. It's a new segment, This Time in the Year 2038. And Veli, what you got this week?
Damn, I keep going first today. God said first would be last, so I'm gonna go last first. Something like that, right?
Okay, what you got this week, Roland?
Oh, it's on me?
Yeah.
I thought I was last.
All right, God damn it. This time in the year 2038, I predict that Lance Stevenson will be the head coach of an NBA basketball team and will have won his second championship. The reason why I think that is because Lance Stevenson is just like Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue is a guy who Phil Jackson said he's the Allen Iverson stopper. And so what happened is all the other NBA coaches and GMs became marks, and they're like, oh, Phil Jackson said Tyronn Lue's the Allen Iverson stopper. He must be an Allen Iverson stopper. So they gave this guy contracts upon contracts. And then it takes Chicago's own Doc Rivers, who gave him his first coaching opportunity and said he was had a great defensive mind because he was the Allen Iverson stopper. And now that made Tyronn Lue become a coach in the NBA, and he ended up coaching the greatest player in the NBA since Kobe retired right now. So I predict that the same thing that happened to Tyronn Lue will happen to Lance Stevenson. He will be a head coach in the NBA because some dummy will believe that he is the LeBron James stopper, and all LeBron James did was average a triple-double on his ass. All right, that is my prediction. All right, what you got, Joe?
My prediction for the year 2038,
Yes.
that Tristan Thompson will be a woman.
Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
His name will be Trina Thompson.
Damn. Oh, I get it too, because he's part of goddamn. I get it. Hey, that is real. Hey, now that is thought-provoking ignorance right there, Joe. So basically, you saying he gonna be like Bruce Jenner?
Pretty much.
No, that is good. Boy, Joe, you bringing it today, brother.
Who?
You said Tristan Thompson is gonna be a woman. That is some brilliant shit right there, Joe. I'm impressed.
Think about it.
Now that's thought-provoking ignorance right there at its best. I like that. What you got, Sly?
2038, two female things. One, 2038, there will be a woman in the White House who will redecorate the White House and turn half of it into a mall. And and the other one is that the NFL will have their first female referee.
Okay. All right. What you got, big dog?
2038. Kanye West will be president. Serving his second term.
Damn.
Shit.
Hey, 2 weeks in a row, dog done have some good ones.
2038. Damn. President
All right,
West.
I got mine.
All right. What you got, bro?
In the year 2038, the Kardashians will have sucked the life force out of their 30th black man.
Only 30?
I thought they
You
did.
said only 30?
I thought they
had 30 now.
already. Right.
It's gonna be
That's the NBA.
LeBron James' son.
Damn.
Damn, Joe on a roll.
That's fucked up, Joe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
LeBron ain't going for that shit.
Cat, what you got?
Dwayne Wade.
Give me a
I got
prediction.
2038. You can buy your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's gonna be sponsored by Ciroc and Chrysler. They're gonna sponsor the cars for prom. So now you don't have to worry about getting your ticket at school. You can just get it through Ticketmaster, and everybody can kick it.
Damn.
Okay, Cat.
Damn.
That's some real shit right
That
there.
is some real shit. That is some real shit right there. All right, Velly, what you got?
I'm gonna go with in the year 2038. CB will be reading a rated R Joe Dirt Sheets book to his grandkids. And at the end of the story, he will still use the phrase, "Remind me to edit that."
All right. I got to remix it real quick because it's Sly and Roland's birthday week. So give me this time in the year 2038 about Roland and Sly. My prediction is this time in the year 2038, Roland will be roommates with Velly. Inside joke. Then this time in the year 2038, Sly will still be running. He'll be running a triathlon, whatever they call it.
2038, Roland gonna be a pimp, and Sly gonna have a fat ass gut. He gonna be
Hey, in the year 2038, Roland gonna have a shelter for Save a Hoe.
Tax deductible.
Oh, what you got, Velly?
In the year 2038, Roland will be chasing hoes from a wheelchair, and Sly will be, Roland will be running hoes from a wheelchair, and Sly will be running on the treadmill.
Hey, the name of Roland Save a Hoe shelter gonna be she. Save hoes everywhere.
Fucking Joe is a beast today.
It's all about she.
Oh yeah, well let me add this. I told Velly this one earlier, but well, Cat, you got one before I say mine. My last one, which might get us in trouble.
No, go ahead and get in trouble.
All right, this time in the year 2038, if Roland keeps with these conspiracies, Roland will be dead.
What the fuck?
Or fake his death.
Leave it to CB to put the worst shit in there.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, Roland. I'm sorry, man.
You gonna put that shit in the atmosphere?
I'm sorry, Roland. I'm
Get
sorry.
this nigga, please.
Hey, you better fake your death in 2037.
I'm a Tupac.
All right, man, I'm sorry, man.
Hey, Ro, you know CB on some of that sauce Kanye was on.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Hell no.
I actually ran that by Velly before I said it. He actually. All right, anyway. No. He actually made it. He actually made it better.
I ain't making no better rolling. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. But you should say this though.
Y'all fucking wrong, man.
All right, here we go. This Cat's Corner.
Got a problem? Need some advice? Send your questions and problems to Cat for Cat's Corner on Inside the Cave.
You want to send questions to Cat's Corner, send it in the Inside the Cave podcast at gmail.com. Hey, now check this out. This is from Cat's Corner from a listener. It's a listener from Texas. Laura, check this out, Cat. I'm a new stepmom for 2 teenage boys. Because of the death of their mother, I am white and my stepkids are black. And I'm feeling like I can't ever please them. I'm not trying to replace their mother, who I did know briefly. But I do want them to be happy, which they are never, since I moved in. When I first moved in, we had to switch bedrooms with the boys because they didn't want me in their mother's room. And I had no problem with doing. Now they don't want me to drive their mother's car. Hey, hold on, man. It's not me. This is the way the shit was wrote. Now they don't want me to drive their mother's car because they don't think I deserve to be in it. I never fooled around with their father while he was married, but I knew both of them through mutual friends at work. My stepsons think otherwise. How do I prove to them that I never dealt with their dad while he was married to their mother? And more importantly, how do I get any peace in this house? This is from Laura down in Texas. Texas. What you got, Kat?
Laura, dear, see, my issue with this whole letter is the absence of your husband. It seems like he has not made any input or rules, or you all haven't talked about and established how you would go ahead and continue to rear his children. So I think that's the biggest problem, that he married you. So it was his job to let the children know how they should behave. Now, granted, they are grieving, and I don't lightheartedly take grieving, in a simple manner. Grieving is difficult, but for children to tell you which room you can take, and for children to tell you the things that you can do to exist in a home, makes me uncomfortable. I understand being a stepmom, but you're also a person. So you have boundaries that you obviously haven't set with them because they're violating you. And I think you should talk to your husband, and you all should come to an agreement on how you're going to continue to help him rear his children, because they should definitely not be telling you what you should do.
Hey, Kat, do you read the letters before I actually read them or somebody else read them?
Yes.
Oh, good, okay. I'm about to say that's real good.
Yeah, because definitely that rendition of that letter was not accurate as we had hoped. But hey, you did well.
Hey, Cat, he don't got his glasses.
Oh shit, that's pretty good.
If Veli's ball was hard to follow.
It did sound like CB was using his finger though, right?
The bad part was, Cat, I ain't even reading the story.
What
The
kind
bad
of
part
house
is
you
I ain't even.
got in Chicago, man?
Hey, Roland, the bad part is I ain't even read the story, but I knew each syllable that was coming out of his mouth.
Oh
Read
man.
your ass, man. Read, nigga.
Hey man, was even more fucked up? CB the one sent out the email.
Well, Cat being a teacher, she gave your ass a blue star for effort.
Like, do you read these? Are you just trusting my reading to understand?
Hell no, can't nobody follow that shit. I ain't understand a fucking word you said.
Oh, that's why I send the emails out. All right. My opinion on this is that, I couldn't imagine. All I thought about is I couldn't imagine being the husband. Kat said, talk to the husband. I couldn't imagine being the husband, man. Like, here's a question for you guys. Could y'all move another woman if y'all decide to move on? For whatever reason, death, divorce, however, whatever happens. Could y'all actually move another woman into the house you and your wife had together? I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
Hell yeah. Go get some
Well, I'm talking about you had a marriage longer than 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm talking about.
It was longer than that.
All right. Well, goddamn it. Okay.
Go get some new paint and shit. It's on.
I think Kat hit the nail on the head, and I don't want to. I can make this a black and white issue, but I won't.
Yeah, it sounds like you're getting ready to.
No, I'm not. I'm really not, because this spans all races. It doesn't matter if the woman's black. This happens with black women. This happens on the reverse side with black men coming into relationship. And I just believe that regardless of where this woman is in her life, Kat is absolutely right. What happens is we don't talk. We don't hash things out. We don't come to agreements before we walk down the aisle. We believe that love fixes everything. And that's just not the case. And then what happens is what's sad about most of these writer-inners is that we're dealing with very weak men, because these should be non-fucking issues. Them is his kids, and ain't no way in hell children should be dictating anything to adults. That's number one. I don't give a fuck if you grieving or not. You're not going to disrespect my wife. It's simple as that. Stay in your place. That's number one. Number two is that she needs to stop trying to look for acceptance. Now, I don't know if this has to do with her personality as a person or this whole stereotype thing that they say about white women. But whatever the fuck it is, she needs to get her act together and be the fucking adult. You're not looking for them to like you. They don't need to like you. They need to respect you. And you need to put your foot down and talk to your husband about what you will and won't accept. It's simple as that. And y'all need to talk, because here's the thing. They will soon be gone.
Can I say something from experience? And I don't mind talking about this now. I was 7 years old when my dad died, right? And I ain't gonna lie, I hate to this day now that I did the stuff that I did growing up, but I made my mom life a living hell when she was dating. I mean, I was purposely bad. Like, so just so them guys would not think they're gonna move in to our house. I mean, my mom wouldn't have did it, but I'm just saying I was purposely bad. Like, you just never know like how kids are, man.
What does that have to do with?
That was the favor. That's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to be a child, and an adult man was supposed to be able to handle that.
Exactly.
So you helped your mom weave out the suckers, by being a kid. And all I'm saying is this dad, obviously, as Roland has said, hasn't told these children, respect my wife.
Exactly.
Because it's not about how you behave as a child. A child does as a child's supposed to do. Right. I'm the adult. So I have to teach you how to behave. So I'm sure whoever your mother ended up with, he had to go through things in order to prove to you and her that he was the best man for the job. You did right, CB, as that child.
Well, you know, it's so many layers to this, though. I mean, first, you don't know what type of dad this man was. You don't know his relationship with his kids in the beginning.
It sounded like they was real close to their mom, right?
Well, I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
But evidently, he didn't deal with his kids grieving before he decided to move somebody else in.
That's the point.
And she shouldn't have moved in so soon, especially if the kids knew her prior to their mother passing.
Well, that's not what she said. She said she knew him and her, right? Not the kids.
Yeah, she knew both of them.
She knew both of them. So I'm quite sure the kids had to have seen her.
They worked together
around, because she won't be asking how can she prove to the kids that they wasn't involved, you know, when the mother was alive.
Who the fuck cares about kids' opinion?
See, come on, man.
Well,
where the fuck do they do that at?
It's not so much about the kids' opinion.
You can't convince an adult, let alone a fucking kid. Who
They're
cares?
not kids, they're teenagers, man. Teenagers.
They act out. They grieving over their mother.
And
you got to handle that. You got to handle it a certain way.
And no. See, y'all missing what I'm saying. You show them that. I'm not saying be disrespectful, but what I am saying is you're gonna respect me. And you're absolutely right. She may not have should have married the man. She may not have should have moved in. But we here now, and that's why I addressed him, because he's the head. And here's the thing: just like Kat said about CB and his mom, it don't even as the man, the kids don't even have to be yours. You still the fucking man. He's supposed to come in and address that shit. That's why I said what I said.
Man can't just come in that house and address them kids and think he gonna get some respect like that, bro. What are you talking about?
What does address mean to you, man? You act like I'm saying you come in and cuss them the fuck out. What I'm saying is
that's the way you coming over. Like I'm the man and what I say go. And you fucking kids. I mean, that's how you coming across.
No, I don't mean to come across like that. I'm not saying you come in and try to dictate. What I'm saying is, as a man, you lead. I'm in the same situation, bruh. My kid's dad was in jail when I met my girlfriend at the time, and then he got out. We addressed the things that needed to be addressed, and then he got murdered. So now they don't even have a fucking dad. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to deal with them processing, missing him, talking about him, and what I'm saying, as a man, as a leader, I know that this shit ain't about me. So I step out of the fucking way on certain shit. And when they went, remember we talked about this before, about the dude who was all, that's why I say it seemed like all the fucking people who write into this show are talking about these weak ass men. Remember the man was like, oh, you shouldn't go to the funeral and all that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like you that's insecure that she can't go grieve over the fucking death of her baby's dad? Remember that shit? So what I'm saying is, as a man, he should be addressing these matters, not disrespectfully, even though they his kids. But you're supposed to be respectful to whomever, regardless if it's even not his wife, if it's his girlfriend, or if it's a visitor. So these kids just to get to be what the fuck they want to be just because they grieving? No, you got to raise your kids at the end of the day, and you raising them to be some taking advantage of, dictating ass kids. That shit's not gonna work in the real world. Because in the real world, somebody don't give a fuck that you grieving, and they gonna go upside their head with that bullshit.
All right, well, okay, let's see what we get. Okay,
go ahead, CP.
No, I was gonna see. Let's answer her question because she said, "How does she get peace in her house? How does she get peace?"
How long did she say they were together?
No, she didn't say.
She need to put her foot down. Let them little niggas know that.
I mean, really ain't shit she can do because. First of all, she should have addressed it before she moved in. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, regardless of everything that y'all saying, if she don't win them kids over to where they respect her,
right,
they're going to make her life hell.
A living hell.
And that man ain't going to be able to do shit to dictate those kids' behavior.
That's where
he can beat on his chest. I mean, what kind of punishment you going to put him on?
Rolling.
You put him on yourself, dog. You called yourself, fam.
Say what?
You contradicting yourself. You say on this show all the time, not in Big Dog's house.
But see, that's my point.
Yeah, but Big Dog wouldn't let it happen in the first place. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay, but we here now.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you can't say Big Dog because Big Dog wouldn't let it happen in the first place.
But see, that goes back, Ro. And I want to touch on that.
Okay.
If it comes down to a point where he got to make a decision.
Who?
Because
Who got to make a decision?
The father. If he got teenage kids, listen what I'm saying. If he got teenage kids, we don't know what his relationship was with those kids before his wife died, number one. So regardless of what kind of punishment or whatever he want to try to implement with them kids to try to make them respect their female, if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. Then he's faced with a decision on how he's going to deal with his kids. What are you going to do, put them out? Make them go live with the grandparents or somebody else that may take them? You got to make a fucking decision. Everybody's not willing to make that decision.
Hey, man.
But
Sometime a parent would go through hell and high waters for their kid that they know is fucked up, and they'll let somebody else that's possibly good in their life get away because their kids are little assholes.
Man, I done seen it happen with adult kids. The mother died, and I'm talking about adults, the children in their 30s and 40s went off on their dad for starting his life over. Like, these adult kids our age that went off like and made this woman life. I'm telling you, I done seen it, man. Like, you can't say with a child.
That's what I'm saying, fam. People allow that shit in their life, man. They allow people to dictate.
But see, Ro, you can't dictate how people gonna grieve, though, bro. That's the thing.
I'm not talking about the grieving process. I'm talking about the respect level of how you gonna treat me and how you gonna treat what's connected to me, fam. That's all I'm saying. I believe that we as human beings, yes, it's true, we can't control behaviors in other people, but at the same time, there's a level of respect that you command out of certain people, especially people who you birthed that are connected to you. That's the reason why I'm not in relationship with my children right now, because they're disrespectful as young men and they're grown. I don't have to be in relationship with you. You're grown. You got your own family. If you can't come to me on the terms that I set forth, which aren't unreasonable, then you need to go on and move on, player, and live your own life, because you're not going to disrespect my wife and my stepkids, which has happened. So his grown ass wrote me a fucking 4-page letter like he was Aaliyah, and I kindly didn't answer, and he been blowing my jack up ever since, and I don't talk to him because you're not going to disrespect me. You go ahead and be yourself, boo-boo, because I don't have time for that.
Okay, that's the question I want to know. How many guys in here can put their new wife over their kids or their new relationship over their kids? Because that's a lot. That's a lot to ask out of a lot of guys.
I don't believe it is. I believe that's the lie we've been told.
No, the point you're missing, and I think we should kind of bring it back to the letter.
Just bring it back.
Is that you create those boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Your children will love who you love if that's the boundaries you've created. If you've explained to your children that if I love this woman enough to bring her in this home, you have to trust the love that I have for her. And you have to respect her as you would any other adult in the home. And that's, I think, what Roland is saying about creating boundaries and saying, no, thank you. You won't talk to me that way. You won't treat me that way. Whether or not your mother has passed is here nor there. There are certain ways I want to be treated, and I don't want you to treat me that way. That's fair to say to anybody. But what I think that we're missing, and nobody, and I was kind of waiting on you guys to poke at this, but nobody did, was dad is grieving.
That's true.
Find another wife.
That is true. Yep.
That is a man who's and somebody who needs that guidance of a wife.
Yeah, that's
and
true,
if we're going to talk about respect and boundaries, these children aren't respecting dad's grieving.
That's true. Yeah.
Because if he brought this woman into his life from some sort of normalcy, they're destroying it.
Right.
So we have a house full of hurt people.
Yep.
And we're trying to make a new home based on pain. Mm-hmm. So my advice to this woman is learn all you can about loving you and being strong for these men that you've put yourself in the midst of. You chose to be a part of these broken men's lives. Don't stand back now and say, oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah, sweetheart, you knew what you were walking into. There was a broken man who needed a woman to help him organize his life, and there are broken children. You knew this going in. So I'm gonna need for you to put your big girl panties on and take control of this house as a woman, any head household woman, any woman of the house, any lady of the house has responsibilities. And one of those is to organize the troops, to get the people in gear. So get your job together, boo, and do your job. Because it is too late. You're already married. You're already in this mess. And you've taken up a big responsibility. So do it. And make these men better with your presence.
Well, I'm going to add one thing to that, Kat. Those kids have to be open to accept that. Some things you can't force.
True. All right. I think we actually Kat did a great job. I think we actually helped somebody this week. I think we did.
Third time in Cat's Corner history.
Yeah. Great job, Kat. I mean, look, I feel like I learned something. Seriously. Yeah. Good job, Kat.
Hey, ladies! It's time for To Tell the Truth. Ladies, let's talk about it with Sly on Inside the Cave.
All right, Sly, what we talking about this week?
Ladies, tell the truth. This week's question is, ladies, the scenario, you're not home. Is it okay for your man, your husband, to allow his child's mother inside of you all's home that you share together?
Oh, man. That is a great question. Cat's the only woman on the show. Can Kat answer first? Well, okay. All right, go ahead, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
That's a very foolish question. Like, what kind of insecure question is that? Like, obviously you're with this individual because you and she are in a relationship, and so she's not in a relationship. I think, let me put it this way. I think that shows the child a lot of maturity. If you can see their dad and maintain your manhood while respecting his, that gives the child strength. It's like not being a kid's teacher or something. Like, it's important that as a man, to me, I would respect a man more who knows how to handle himself with someone else's father. Like, that seems a little silly.
Let me tell you something. I have to make sure before I let any person in this house that my wife knows about it first. Because my wife, like...
Oh, of course. But of course, be in a relationship with someone who would bring a stranger into your home, would you?
Right, but what I'm saying is, I don't see how. Well, you know what? I'm not in that situation. Y'all tell me. You guys tell me y'all can bring y'all baby mama into your new relationship house and let her just walk around and shit. I don't see that happening.
That's real petty on the child for you all not to be able to stand in a room with each other. That's very difficult for a child to interpret.
Was she not at home?
She's not at home.
Regardless, what do I have to worry for? If I'm worried, it's because you put it there.
Wow.
So now I'm side-eyeing you.
Wow.
Because you fuck with her, not me. Me and her not fucking. So she not coming in the house for nothing. For no sex. Because I live there too. So whatever she coming to give you, she got to give me. So if she's coming there, it's obvious that whatever business it is, it's regarding the child. And I'm a grown-up, so I don't feel jealousy in that sense. So I have no problem with... To be quite honest, like, I've babysat my children, my son's, his dad's other children before. Like, I have a great relationship with his baby mama. Like, why wouldn't I? Our children are siblings, so for sure, I'll keep her kids for her if she needs.
Hey, CB, remember I told you that shit? Women got it like that. They do shit like that.
So Kat, let me flip the situation. You're married. Your husband isn't home. You would allow your child's father to come in the house while your current husband is not home?
Yes, not into my bedroom. We're not going to have a lounge in the boudoir. We're going in the kitchen for some sunny D and some discussion.
Hey, a lot of shit go down in the kitchen.
But this is what I'm saying. I gotta get you around women who aren't like 17. Like the mentality
that's
of a
fucked
woman.
up.
Damn.
Fuck you, man.
That type of woman is disrespectful. Any man who can't trust his woman with her baby daddy, that's a man who needs to rethink the woman he's with. You should be able to be strong enough in you to know that even if this nigga is in the crib, she knows how to behave reflecting you.
See, let me tell you something, Kat. Let me tell you something about men. I'm gonna just give you some advice. Let me tell you about men. And okay, with the exception of Roland. Most men, 99% of men except for Roland, feel that once I've had that pussy, it's you always mine. So I can come in this motherfucker. This is a man.
Well, do you wanna hold the balloon when I burst it, or do you wanna just have it on the string and float? Because let's burst that bubble. You make such hypocrites. You want a bitch you know how to suck a dick 16 ways, but you want her to be a virgin. It's like, get it right.
And was that too much to ask for?
You're gonna have to run into a woman who's had a gentleman before you. And all I'm saying is, when it comes to children, and this is what these grown babies need to understand, these grown men who get in relationships with women with children and act like a child. You're an adult male. You are a man. This relationship should be about the child. So you should want, if you're in a relationship with somebody and it's serious, you should want to have a say-so because they are a reflection of you. You are what they're walking around. She claiming you outside in the streets. And if she's claiming you, but you had every time her baby daddy come in, that's a sorry man to claim. Like, definitely, he can come in my home just as he should definitely have a relationship with this woman that's mature enough. Okay, then I'll put it this way. I don't want a man who can't be around a woman without fucking her. Like, get some control of your dick.
What if he already had fucked her in the past?
That's totally possible.
Hey, Kat, you just basically stuck a knife in the chest of most men, because I'm finding it very peculiar that men can come across as not having self-control. That's the whole thing of adulthood. So, for instance, Tristan Thompson's situation, I know they're celebrities, but I'm just using it as an example. You mean to tell me that you got this responsibility, you got this baby on the way, you tied to another young lady, but you out at the club and because a bitch put your face in her titties, now you gotta fuck her.
That's different though. That's different. That's different because he wasn't really with her. So I don't really get. But here, talk about this, Roland. There's a lot of guys, because the guy's ego is to the point, and I remember my friend, who you all know, told me a long time ago. He said when he gets with a chick, he does every single thing you can think of with her. So the next nigga, when he get her, when he say, "Hey, did she suck your dick?" Nigga, she sucked my dick too. Did she do this to you? Yeah, she did that to me too. Did she eat your ass? Yeah, nigga, I ate her ass too. So basically, there's nothing that man can ever, because this is how men think. You like, there's nothing that man can say.
You know what ego is, CB? You know what ego is? It's a sign of immaturity.
Yeah, and most men are immature.
Well, then that speaks volume about those particular men.
But women love us regardless.
Listen, I didn't come out.
We interpret that guy we can tell was molested as a child.
Oh, stop it.
He doesn't know the difference between touching because I love you and touching. Like, he doesn't know boundaries. Let's get it real. Any man worth his salt, anybody in a relationship, and that's the biggest part I think we should take away from this question, Sly. If you're gonna be in a relationship, should this be an issue? Because this should not. If you fucking
it's an issue for immature people. Immature relationships. The very thing we talked about in Cat's Corner, where people get in relationships and don't have conversations. We just get in relationships because we think love or sex is going to conquer all. We're not having dialogue in relationships. If you want to play around, then you should be able to say, listen, honey, I like you, I like fucking you, but guess what? Every once in a while, if I see some strange pussy, I like strange every once in a while. I don't like laying down with the same bitch every night. If that's you, nigga, then speak up. Listen, back in the day, back in the motherfucking 60s and 70s, OGs was OGs. We got a bunch of weak ass niggas nowadays. If you sneaking, nigga, you ain't no man.
I feel you.
That being with one woman makes you a man, or being with multiple women makes you a man. What makes you not a man is that the fact that you got to hide your fucking behavior. You're a fucking child. That's what children do.
And to piggyback, to go back to the letter, if you have to hide sex with somebody you've had a child with, like having sex with a woman doesn't automatically make you first in line for dick. Like that's a misnomer. I mean, it sounds like, Sly, I'm assuming you don't have any children.
Correct. I don't have any children.
Yeah, that sounds like the question of someone with no children. Because
first of all, Kat, this was
no. What I'm saying is, if you were in a tumultuous relationship that resulted in a child, the last pussy you want to touch is your baby mama.
Come on.
In a cardboard box. You could be in a cardboard box with this bitch naked and still never put your dick anywhere near a hole in her body. So,
Kat, your light-skinned ass got the wrong perception of me. You better back up. You better take 500 feet back. You really.
No, she right though.
I'm about to get in your ass. You know
but what I'm saying is, like, not all baby mama relationships
your perception of me is completely fucked up. You better back up, Kat. Turn that light-skinned shit down a little bit.
I don't know, Sly. I think she hit it right on the head about you. I think that's pretty much accurate.
I find questions that need answering and people want to know that. So I found this question. Don't nobody question Joe about the shit he find.
actually, we do.
No, we don't question. We be like, how do you find this shit? We don't question.
No, like, Joe's basically a freak nasty motherfucker.
All right, hey, ladies, we want your opinion on this. Ty, what's that question again?
Ladies. Let me get the question again, man. Shit.
Would you let your baby daddy in your house walk around?
Yeah, ladies,
when your husband's not there.
Yeah, if your man or your husband is not home, is it okay for your child's father to enter your home that you share with your man or your husband?
All right, ladies, tell the truth. All right, hey, we're gonna do a quick.
Before you go on to the next segment, let me drop this little nugget. This is just information, and we don't have to debate nothing like that, right? But I did hear. I don't know if this is true, but and I take a little bit of a page out of this book. From what I understand, Jehovah Witness men do not allow men to come to their home when their wife is home alone. Meaning, if the plumber needs to come, the cable guy, anything.
Right.
They don't allow that. And that's one thing that I do as well. So we need a quote on something or you know what I mean? My wife, when she's home alone, she does not answer the door. So that question is good for good conversation. But if you in a marriage, I think there's a little bit of a caveat to that. So just informational purposes only.
All right.
Hey, bro, we normally don't agree on a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But can't no man be walking around my motherfucking house.
Except me, right, dog? Except me.
Hold on, dog was there the whole time though, nigga. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, Ro, I was side-eyeing that motherfucker the whole time.
I know you was.
Nigga, like the bathroom straight ahead and to your right. Why you doing that?
Hey, big dog. Let's see if you agree with Roland on this real quick. We're gonna do a. Go ahead. What you about to say?
And just to keep it all the way 100.
What the fuck?
That's the bad.
Well, you know we're up on the weather advisory, bro. So it's been going off nonstop.
Oh, okay.
Let's be clear. 9 times out of 10, and if that man was if his agenda was good, he wouldn't be trying to come in that house why your ass ain't there in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. That is
because it's a respect thing.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying?
True. That is true. Now that is the truth.
So if he's trying to hang out in your crib while you ain't there,
yeah, he don't respect.
He doing it to be on some bullshit.
Yep, you ain't lying. That's the answer right there. That's the answer. Ladies, tell us if you agree with that, because that is the answer right there. Great point, big dog. You ain't lying.
It's time for the wrap up. Wait, what?
All right, I forgot one more thing. Velly, let's wrap this show up, brother. I forgot. Let's get into the wrap up with Velly Bell. God damn, I forgot. I knew there was a reason why we had you here on this show. I can't remember.
God damn. I don't even remember.
I apologize.
I didn't even know I wrote some wait what's down.
We got all off track today.
It's all good. Every show is different. That's how it should be. What's going on out there, people? This your boy Velly Bell with another wrap up. Here's Cat working on filing new charges to some of the men on the show. Wait, what? Did CB have a flashback from his days of being bullied as a kid? Did CB give a great, I don't know if analogy is the word I want to use, but a great analogy of black women and Asian men's sex parts?
I forgot all about it. Damn, how long we been
that
on?
That was a long time ago.
That's description.
Okay, I go with that one.
Starting to do that kind of regular, ain't it?
Yeah. Did Joe say Tristan Thompson will be known as Trina Thompson in the year 2038? He sure did. Will Rowland have a shelter for women called She?
Damn, how long ago was that? I feel like that was last episode, man. How about this shit?
Hey, dog.
Yo.
We gonna play a game of Jeopardy. Here's the clues. Reading glasses. Articles with naked women. Bouncing ball. What are things that help CB read?
Oh, man.
Has Roland used the term boo-boo 4 weeks in a row?
Man, that nigga catch everything, man.
Yeah, bitch.
And he said it in a serious content at that. It wasn't even like when we laughed after he said it. The nigga was going in.
Hey, he did say boo-boo. I forgot about that.
I wasn't going to say that, Ro. I was just waiting on somebody else to bring it up.
Hey,
This is a long show ago.
Oh,
yeah, that was like last week sometime. Yeah, I said
Cat,
it.
this for you, Cat. Did Cat confuse Sylvester Ross with Robert Sylvester Kelly? Wait, what? That was a low blow.
Damn, Melly don't be saying nothing. He just catch everything. I forgot about that too.
Will Sly need a lawyer once again after today's show? 3D goggles over there.
Oh, man.
And is Roland the reason Walmart is always out of aluminum foil?
Man, you gotta leave my segment in though, for real.
Another wrap up with your boy, Velly Bell.
Oh man, I love that stuff. God, I love it. Man, I tell you, your boy's good. That boy's good. When they say I'm coming to America, that boy's good.
Good.
The wrap up with Velly Bell.
Ain't no stopping us.
All right, I already told you guys all the information, so Big Dog, go ahead and get us out of here.
Hey, want to thank y'all for tuning in another week. And we'll catch y'all ass next week.
Thank you for listening to Inside the Cave. Get the latest Cave Crush and Inside the Cave gear at cavecrushshop.com. Thought-provoking ignorance with special guests and Cave Crushers. Inside the Cave. Inside the Cave.
Inside the Cave.
You did say you wanted to be in, right?